Formula 1, the pinnacle of motorsport, the holy grail of speed, precision, and adrenaline-fueled competition. It's a world of engineered perfection where every second counts, and every move is calculated down to a thousandth of a second. But amidst the unrelenting pursuit of glory and mechanical excellence, there are moments, bizarre, unpredictable, and downright strange. Some of these incidents are so peculiar, so unexplainable, that they've become part of F1 folklore, and whether we like it or not, they just keep getting weirder. From reptiles invading the track to cars vanishing mid-race due to technicalities, Formula 1 has a history of throwing curveballs in the most unexpected ways. So, let's dive into 5 moments that genuinely made the F1 universe stop, blink twice, and collectively ask, did that really just happen? In most sports, an animal sighting is usually the stuff of viral internet clips, a quick dash across a football pitch, a bird interrupting a tennis serve, but in Formula 1, where cars zoom by at nearly 300 km an hour, that's a whole different level of absurdity. During final practice ahead of the 2023 Singapore Grand Prix, chaos unfolded not due to crashes or engine failures, but because of a bold, carefree lizard. Yes, a lizard. The reptile emerged onto the Marina Bay Street circuit as if auditioning for a starring role in a National Geographic F1 crossover episode. While F1 machinery flew past at terrifying speeds, the creature wandered about as if it owned the place. The session was immediately red flagged, not due to any fault of a car, but to protect both the drivers and the uninvited reptilian guest. George Russell, completely unaware of what had caused the stoppage, was heard over team radio in absolute disbelief. What on earth is that thing? When told it was a lizard, his incredulous response, "A what? It looks like a dragon," perfectly summed up the surreal nature of the situation. Cameras panned to Daniel Ricciardo, cracking up in the RB garage as he watched footage of marshals chasing down the lizard with a plastic bag. The moment became instant internet gold, with the official F1 account dubbing it the weirdest red flag ever. It wasn't just another quirky day at the office, it was Formula 1, where even a lizard can bring the world's fastest show to a screeching halt. In 2014, Formula 1 made a decision so controversial, so widely panned by fans and insiders alike, that it was scrapped just 1 year later. The idea? Award double points at the final race of the season in Abu Dhabi. The goal was clear: increase the chances of a championship deciding showdown. The result? Chaos in theory, but irrelevance in practice. Heading into the Yas Marina finale, the title fight between Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg was poised at a tense 17 points gap. Under normal circumstances, Hamilton's lead was comfortable, but with 50 points on the table instead of the usual 25, even a third place finish could have lost him the title if Rosberg clinched victory. In the end, Rosberg's challenge fell apart due to an ERS failure, dropping him to 14th and handing Hamilton both the race win and the championship. But what really stuck with fans wasn't the result, it was the uncomfortable realization that F1 had toyed with its sacred scoring system in the name of entertainment. Critics called it artificial, gimmicky, and unworthy of a sport built on merit and tradition. The backlash was so immediate and intense that the rule was scrapped the following season. Double points were never seen again, and the entire debacle now stands as one of the most peculiar and unnecessary twists in F1's modern history. If there was ever a low point for Formula 1 in the United States, it came on a warm June afternoon in 2005. The venue? Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The issue? Tyres, or more specifically, Michelin's inability to provide safe ones. After Ralf Schumacher suffered a terrifying crash during practice due to tyre failure, Michelin informed its 7 customer teams that it couldn't guarantee safety unless a chicane was installed in the final corner. The FIA refused, talks broke down, and what followed was nothing short of a disaster. At the end of the formation lap, 14 cars peeled into the pits, refusing to start the race. Left on the grid? Just 6 cars, the Bridgestone-equipped Ferraris, Jordans and Minardis. The race went ahead, to the fury of fans and viewers worldwide. Boos echoed around the grandstands, and fans hurled bottles in protest. Formula One, which had long struggled to gain traction in the US, had just self-destructed on one of its biggest stages. Despite efforts to recover, the stain of the six-car race lingered for years. It remains one of the darkest and most bizarre chapters in F1 history, a race that technically happened, but one many wish never had. Not all weird moments are dramatic or explosive, some are just quietly baffling. Take Fabi, a driver who achieved a rare and frankly bizarre record in F1, 3 pole positions, yet never led a single lap in a Grand Prix. In 1985, driving for Toleman at the Nürburgring, Fabi stunned the paddock by grabbing pole position, but a poor start dropped him immediately to 8th, and a clutch issue forced him into retirement, never leading a lap. Fast forward to Austria in 1986, and Fabi did it again, this time with Benetton. He was overtaken by teammate Gerhard Berger at the start, briefly retook the lead mid-race, but an engine failure ended his charge before he could cross the line as leader. His third and final pole came at Monza, but in perhaps the cruelest twist of fate, a problem on the formation lap meant he started from the back, again retiring before making any meaningful mark. 3 poles, 0 laps led, a statistic so unique it's almost poetic, and undeniably weird. Carlos Sainz has always been known for his cool demeanour, precise racecraft, and, well, his penchant for singing on the radio. Most famously, the smooth, jazz-inflected line "Smooth Operator" became his signature celebration, an inside joke between him, his team, and the fans. And then came a moment that left everyone laughing, and slightly confused, during a Grand Prix, and to this day still debated whether it was totally off the cuff or orchestrated. Sainz once again launched into his Smooth Operator serenade, but this time, his race engineer jokingly informed him, "Carlos, that's a copyright violation, 5-second penalty." The Spaniard didn't miss a beat, singing back his classic line in melodic defiance. The moment exploded online. Was there really a penalty? Of course not. But in an era where F1 is often accused of taking itself too seriously, this brief bit of humour stood out. Fans loved it, commentators replayed it, and Smooth Operator cemented itself as not just a nickname, but a mood. While not technically a real incident, it underscored a deeper truth. Formula One, at its best, is a fusion of skill, strategy, and character. A few drivers blend those traits better than Carlos Sainz, the only man to almost get penalised for singing. Kimi Raikkonen's most infamous Formula One moment didn't involve a daring overtake or dramatic crash, but a hot tub. During the 2006 Monaco Grand Prix, his McLaren caught fire due to a heat shield failure, forcing him to retire. But instead of returning to the team garage for the usual debrief, Kimi walked off the circuit and disappeared. Moments later, TV cameras found him lounging shirtless on his private yacht, drink in hand, watching the race unfold from a hot tub in the Monaco marina. While other drivers suited up for media duties and technical analysis, Raikkonen's post-race debrief consisted of beers and bubbles. The move stunned fans and media alike, but it was peak Raikkonen, unbothered, unpredictable, and effortlessly cool. The image became iconic, symbolizing the Iceman's no-nonsense personality and refusal to play by F1's corporate script. The 2008 Singapore Grand Prix marked Formula One's first night's race, but beneath the lights, a scandal was brewing that would only explode a year later. During the race, Renault driver Nelson Piquet Jr. crashed into the wall at turn 17, triggering a safety car. Conveniently, his teammate Fernando Alonso had just pitted moments before, allowing him to gain track position and ultimately win the race. At the time, it seemed like fortune had simply smiled on Renault, but in 2009, after being dropped by the team, Piquet Jr. revealed to the FIA that the crash had been no accident, it had been ordered. Renault, desperate for a win, had orchestrated a deliberate crash to manipulate the race result. The fallout was seismic. Team boss Flavio Briatore received a lifetime ban from the sport, while engineering director Pat Simmons was suspended for 5 years. Although both bans were overturned in court, their reputations were permanently stained. Crashgate, as it became known, remains one of Formula One's darkest chapters, a rare moment when strategy turned into sabotage and a victory was forever tainted by deceit. For many fans, it was the day trust in the sport's integrity was put to the ultimate test. From a rogue lizard halting practice in Singapore to the farce of Indianapolis, from rules that double points for no reason to a man who led no laps despite starting from the front, Formula One continues to remind us that no matter how refined the sport becomes, chaos is always one corner away. And maybe that's part of its magic, because as much as F1 is about perfection, it's the unpredictable moments, the weird, the wild, the wait, what just happened, that keep us glued to our screens. In a world of high-octane machinery, cutting-edge aerodynamics, and ruthless precision, it turns out a little bit of madness is exactly what makes the ride worth taking. Which one of these moments do you remember the most? And do you think we're due for another strange chapter this season? Let us know in the comments, and while you're there, make sure to like and subscribe.